Hello, I'm Glacia, intuitive life coach and Ascension guide. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for being with me today. This video is going to be for the month of January, and I want to just start out by talking a little bit about what we've been going through in 2020. So we know we're in a really large transformation, right? We're going through a dimensional shift. So in order to go through a dimensional shift, it means we have to raise our vibration. So when we're vibrating at a low vibration, meaning we're dealing with primarily like root chakra issues as a collective, right? And that is your place in this world, health, prosperity, career, things like that, how you fit, where you belong. And you can see right now there's a lot of that is still up in the air. We're dealing with a lot of global issues and global crises, particularly in the area of health. So this is what I want to talk about a little bit. With our health, we know our health is according to our vibrational expression, right? If we're holding on to really negative thoughts, negative beliefs, fear and anger and hatred and things like that, those frequencies are not life promoting, so they break the body down. You're literally killing yourself by holding those vibrations, okay? No shame, blame, or guilt in this. Most people are choosing what they don't want. And that is because it's being pushed in your face. Everywhere you turn, you're having to react instead of respond. Now, the difference between reacting and responding. When you're responding to something, you have control of yourself and your response. When you are reacting to something, you are running subconscious programs, meaning your subconscious mind and the consciousness of your body have control. So if we're looking at the subconscious and the body having control, that means you're running programs of the past, okay? So that's what we are transcending right now. The physical bodies are going through immense detox. Okay, I just got sick and had illness for like a week straight. And I know it was from the detox. Now back to the raising of the vibration, the dimensional shift. The earth is shifting dimensions. We are on earth, meaning we have to shift dimensions or leave earth. Okay, so that means you're going to have to transcend. That means you're going to have to drop the limiting beliefs, the stories. You're going to have to also drop the substances in your body that maintain that low vibration. Chemicals, food additives, artificial ingredients, cleaners that are deadly, that come with huge warnings. Okay, all of those things in our environment are triggering poor health. All of that stuff gets out into the water, into the air, into the food, okay? So those things are what the body is detoxing right now. So people are getting sick. Now, we're not just dealing with a vibrational shift and the impact on the body. We're dealing with the systems of domination and control. There are many things being done, like the use of deadly chemicals in our food. When would that ever make sense to eat poison? It never does, okay? We accept it though, don't we? It's what's in front of us. And this is why I say there's no shame, blame, or guilt. This is a large setup. But our choices matter, okay? So what you do with your energy and your attention, where you place your money, where you place your focus, all of those are saying yes to more of this, okay? We are moving into a new template of existence, which is the New Earth template that I've talked about before. For those of you who are not familiar with the New Earth template, there are certain people coded, many people, holding this New Earth template, and it's activating in a lot of people, which means a lot of people are stepping into healing or restorative practices, like helping animals heal or reforming how animals are cared for, okay? And even wild animals too, right? So any area of restoration, that's the New Earth template coming up in the collective. It's active now, okay? So a lot of you are going to be called to start doing things to build this new reality. whether it be energy healing, whether it be coaching, teaching, developing courses, whether it be getting into body work or learning about health and nutrition, things like that. A lot of you are going to be called into that. So you're going to see a big shifting and rearranging of how people express themselves in this new reality. Okay, so I've mentioned the systems of domination control multiple times. This global crisis is serving, there's always a silver lining, and I always like to look at the silver lining. It's serving as a wake-up call for many people, for their health, for what they believe in, for who they trust, where they place their trust, right? Now, these systems know when we're going through these big activations. So they have their own countermeasures, usually through distractions, like global events, or through specific frequency attacks, with the GMO and the lab-created bacteria and viruses and things like that they're doing. That's no surprise or shocker. We know that they're playing with bacteria and viruses in laboratories, right? So it's not all bad, but the thing is, some of it is nefarious. So with that being said, it's really important to take care of your physical health and to stay out of fear. Fear is a very deadly vibration. If you hold fear in your field and you sustain it, those are the frequencies that cause and support illness. Okay? Now, you say, okay, but how do I get out of this? You get to the bottom of what's going on. You figure out what story you're holding on to. What is your subconscious mind saying or creating or doing around that specific experience? Okay, a lot of times we get stuck running frequencies of the past. You have a bad experience, your mind locks into it and then pops it back up over and over. The physical body has a response, the emotional body has a response. And really, it's something that happened, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago? But your body will respond again and again as if it's happening now if you think about it in those terms, okay? So this is where we are wrapping up. We're in a timeline convergence, wrapping up all of these older timelines that contain these traumatized aspects of ourselves. So there's massive timeline collapsing going on, and you may notice this. Symptoms of timeline collapse are, you can look around and it looks very similar, if not the same, but feels very different. You don't feel like you're in your body all the way. Another symptom is that you do a life review. You kind of look over your life and all these things from the past pop up, and that's because you're having completion with them, okay? And letting them go and releasing. If you look at all these different timelines and the traumas that you've had in them as anchors in the 3D, literally anchors holding you down in that 3D vibration. These different life reviews and completions that you're having are like pulling that anchor up. So we are pulling anchors, and as we do that, we naturally rise. We're integrating new belief systems. So we have to examine the old belief systems. Do your beliefs still work for you? Are you getting what you want in your life? Are you healthy and thriving? Because if you're not healthy and thriving, then there is something going on within you that's causing a vibration of that. And it may be that you need to detox all these old beliefs, stagnant emotions, and chemicals and pesticides and heavy metals and things like that from your body. So, like I said earlier, you can't hold those things in your body and rise. They're a different frequency, so we have to dump those. So really caring for the body is important, Lots of water right now, a lot of water and rest. When you get into rest and your body has the right nutrient profile in it, so you've got the right vitamins and nutrients in your body, it will repair itself indefinitely. But if you have beliefs that you will be ill, your body cannot heal if you hold those codes. So everything is energy, right? Your beliefs are energy. Your ideas, they're energy. Your body is energy. Your emotions are energy. Everything's energy. And it's arranged in different codes of expression. So those negative emotions are codes of expression. okay? The traumas, those are held in codes, okay? Just like on a DVD or, with music or video files, they're all codes. So we're clearing the codes and we're recoding ourselves for a higher experience. And it's challenging, okay? So these systems of domination and control pull out these fear-based tactics because when you are in a state of fear, you're not expanding in consciousness. When you are in fight or flight, your body has you so hyper present in the moment that your sense of smell is heightened, your sense of hearing, that's heightened, your feelings, everything is on high alert. That's not the time to access higher wisdom. That's the time to run for your life. So if you're watching news reports that put you in fight or flight, or you're thinking about conflict or defensive situations that put you in fight or flight, you are slowing down your ascension process, okay? And it's not a race. It's not. Everybody's process is unique. It's just either going to be really uncomfortable as you go through it and you're not going to understand what you're doing wrong, or it's going to start to get comfortable and make sense. These ascension symptoms really don't last more than a couple days when we go through these experiences. If it's lasting more than a couple days, it's more than likely frequency attacks or biological warfare, just saying, okay? So when we go through these big activations, the symptoms are headaches and nausea and things like that, but that's because your body has to dump toxins, dump beliefs. It's showing you where there's a difference in frequency or vibration when we're accessing these higher levels of awareness from these higher dimensions, right? And then this lower existence that we've been kind of in this quagmire of 3D energies. There's such a difference there, and that's where you feel those ascension symptoms, okay? Like I said, they don't last very long, few days. Maybe if you're in a full-blown Kundalini activation, a week, where you can't eat, can't sleep, and all of that, okay? How to get out of that fear? You tune in, like if you're in a state of fear and you're not expanding in consciousness during these big activations, it's really important to stop paying attention to the external world, go within. Get into your source-based center. You are a piece of source, a magnificent, infinite piece of that source energy. You have the codes to heal within you already. Okay, you have the codes to activate. You have the codes to ascend within you. It's a matter of tuning into yourself, clearing out the things that aren't you, like the limiting beliefs, the bad experiences, the traumas, the pain, the sadness, the suffering, the ancestral trauma, and allowing your true self to emerge. And that's what this ascension is right now. So don't take the 3D bait. The systems of domination and control are going to dish it out to you. They're going to try every play in the book. But your consciousness is what all of this technology is based on. Humans have the ability to access super consciousness. Okay? We are quantum-based beings. We are so magnificent and so capable. But it's a matter of letting go of the limitations that we've accepted about not being capable, about not being big, about being limited lowlifes on this planet. That's not what we are. We're the opposite. We bring light. We restore. We heal. We're here to help. We're here to restore this planet. Okay? And we do it by bringing in light. So bringing light into your own darkness, facing your fears, facing the stories that you've made up, being willing to let go of your old identity. Who are you? Do you need a definition? Does a limitless, infinite being need a box to fit in? No. And neither do you. You're limitless. And right now it's time for us to step into this limitless potential. And you know what? A lot of you are scared of success. You're scared to be who you truly are because you know how powerful and magnificent you are. Deep down inside, you know that's there. And the thought of being that can be very terrifying And many of you have been killed for being that over and over and over, in multiple lifetimes anyways. But that's the past. We're not living in the past anymore. This is a new moment of creation that we get to imprint however we want to imprint it. So you're imprinting whatever your vibrational expression is, that's what you're imprinting into the moment. That's what you're voting for in your future experience. So be really mindful about your imprints into your own timeline. Do you want to imprint fear? No, then face it. Do you want to imprint love? Then what does that feel like? What does that look like? How do you look when you have that? And start getting clear about what it is. What does your ideal timeline look like? What are the components that make it up? Many of you know what you don't want. If I say, well, what do you want? A lot of people say, well, I don't want to struggle anymore. I don't want to have to worry about paying my bills or things like that. And I asked what they want, not what they don't want. So you can see where your mind a lot of times goes into that negative automatically, because our minds are very trainable and very programmable. So you do it a few times, you do it a few times more, you do it a few times more, and suddenly your subconscious mind is like, oh, okay, let's tuck this into the autopilot program and just run it in the background so you can focus on other things. That's how we're designed. So now we're having to go back into the subconscious mind and dig around and figure out what is causing the chaos in our lives. Why don't I have what I want? What are the beliefs that are holding me back? Where am I limiting myself with my own beliefs? So that's what we're doing now. And we have been for a very long time. We are, knees more than knees deep, waist deep in this ascension process. And we are crushing it. It is going so good, so good. And when you see this global situation out there, that's the pushback on us. That's the pushback on the ascending humanity. So when you know that, you just rise above it. We are expressing. So whatever we focus on, we start expressing. Let's start expressing unity. Let's start expressing compassion. Let's start expressing care for each other. Let's start expressing this ability to co-create peacefully in a symbiotic way. It doesn't have to be win-lose anymore. That's duality. It can be win-win. So let's focus on that. And for the month of January, my friends, be aware that there will be multiple distractions, okay? So know what that 3D bait is. If you get a charge on it, you've got a belief about it. If you get triggered, you've got an opportunity to transcend a limitation. Triggers are opportunities to transcend limitations. Please, when you are triggered, take the opportunity to heal and don't project that anger or whatever is coming up within you. That's your body telling you you're believing something that isn't true. And many people project it onto the other person and create karmic ties. We don't need to keep doing that. If you're triggered, the issue is within you, not the other person. So many people get triggered and then they just lash out. And then they loop themselves in a pattern of recreating that trigger over and over and over through their lives. And all you have to do to step out of that is get to the bottom. What is this? What belief is this? What do I make this mean about me? What is the truth here? And that's how you get out of those triggers. Those triggers, they're basically alarms going off that you have hit a limiting belief within yourself. That's it. That's what a trigger is, loves. So when you're triggered, take that opportunity. Thank you again for being here. Keep up the amazing work. So many of you are just crushing this game. It's so amazing to see the dedication that you are showing us. You're showing the whole world how dedicated you are to your own well-being, which is a contribution to the well-being of everybody. It's an inside job. Ascension is an inside job. It's really about transforming from being limited and stuck to liberating yourself and becoming multidimensional. Much love, family. Big hugs to all of you. Thanks for connecting with me here. You can connect with me on Instagram too. And I will see you later.